Okay, try to picture this. You're standing alone, maybe 8 o'clock on a cold November night. You're in a city, a big one, 3 million people.
Yeah.
But it's completely silent.
Eerily silent.
Yeah, and all the houses around you, dark, except, maybe for this faint flickering light way inside.
That TV glow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're doing the one thing that, in this world, is basically a crime. You are just walking. Okay, let's unpack this. We are doing a deep dive today into Ray Bradbury's incredibly chilling 1951 story, The Pedestrian.
Just a classic.
It really is. It paints this picture of AD 2053 where, passive consumption hasn't just taken over, it's kind of replaced everything, the whole social fabric.
And you have to remember Bradbury, the author. I mean, this is 1951. Television was barely getting started, really. He was such a master storyteller. Got a Pulitzer Prize special citation later for his whole body of work. And this short story, it's almost like a sketch, a first draft, for the huge themes in Fahrenheit 451 that came later.
Right, the book burning, the mandated TV watching.
Exactly. He wasn't focused on, aliens or spaceships so much as what society does to itself, how it consumes itself.
Yeah, it's this kind of social prophecy.
Yeah.
The source calls it dark realism with hints of hope. Though, gotta say, the hope feels pretty thin in this one.
It's definitely subtle, if it's there.
So our mission here is to really dig into the details of this silent future world. Why did just taking a walk by yourself become something the state had to step in and stop immediately?
It's the sheer normalcy of the act that makes the reaction so terrifying, isn't it?
Totally. So let's start with the city itself. AD 2053. Our guy Leonard Mead steps out. 8 p.m. misty night. And what hits you first is just the decay, the physical state of things.
Oh, yeah. The buckling concrete walk, the grassy seams.
Right.
The city is literally falling apart from disuse. Nobody's walking on the sidewalks, so nature's just taking them back. He describes the streets looking like dry riverbeds.
It's such a visual, a physical sign of everyone retreating indoors. And the houses, they're called tomb-like. Dark windows everywhere, 3 million people, but it feels utterly deserted. So what is everyone doing inside?
Well, the story says they're sitting like the dead, which is quite the image. It's illuminated by these, quote, faintest glimmers of firefly light flickering from inside. It's the TV light, obviously.
Described as gray or multicolored lights touching their faces but never really touching them. Wow.
Devastating line, isn't it? The light hits the skin, but the content, the meaning, it doesn't get in. It sums up that kind of isolation you get from, mass-produced passive connection.
Yeah. And Mead, he's the anomaly, right? He actually talks to these silent houses as he walks past.
He does. He whispers to them, asking what's on channel 4 or 7 or 9. He kind of mocks the uniformity of it all.
Listing the predictable stuff, cowboys rushing, a dozen assorted murders, a quiz, a comedian falling off the stage.
It just drives home that everyone's plugged into the exact same, standardized, probably mindless stuff, all at the same time. There's no room for real interaction because the experience is totally passive and identical for everyone.
Right.
And Bradbury contrasts this nighttime silence so sharply with the daytime memory. Mead remembers the highways as a thunderous surge of cars.
Yeah, the scare beetles jockeying for position.
Exactly. All that chaos and movement during the workday. But the second work is done. Boom. Absolute stillness. Everyone just plugs into their viewing screens and the outside world vanishes.
Mobility just stops dead.
Yeah.
The screen turns on, the city turns off. Okay, so that brings us to Leonard Mead himself. His routine. This isn't some sudden act of rebellion for him, is it?
Not at all. Walking is what he most dearly loved to do. It's his ritual. Every single night. For hours, miles. Doesn't get back till midnight.
And the story makes a point of saying he's alone in this world of AD 2053, or as good as alone.
His habit really underscores how deep this societal passivity runs. I mean, think about the fact he has to wear sneakers.
Right.
Wisely changed to sneakers, it says. It's so he makes no noise on the bumpy sidewalks. So he doesn't disturb anyone inside. He doesn't want dogs barking, lights clicking on.
He doesn't want faces appearing in windows. His presence itself is a disruption.
Exactly. He's trying not to be noticed, just to do the simple thing.
And the proof of how alone he is, it's right there under his feet. You mentioned the buckling concrete, the gravel.
Yeah, the sidewalk is vanishing under flowers and grass. And this detail, in 10 years of walking, thousands of miles, he had never met another person walking.
Never. Not one.
Think about that. In a city of 3 million people, that level of isolation is just staggering.
But here's where it gets really interesting. He finds a kind of freedom in it, doesn't he? He doesn't seem depressed by the isolation. He finds sensory joy in the quiet.
He does. He closes his eyes on the empty street and feels like he's on a wintry, windless American desert. He transforms the emptiness.
He makes it his own space.
And that kind of internal experience, that sensory engagement, is exactly why the system sees him as a problem. It connects directly back to the regressive tendencies he gets diagnosed with later.
Ah, okay.
His activity is totally unstructured. It's not mediated through a screen. It's purely sensory. He's not just walking, he's noticing. He hears his shoes on the leaves. He picks one up, looks at its skeletal pattern, smells its rusty smell.
He feels the cold air. It makes his lungs blaze like a Christmas tree. That image is incredible.
It is. It's so full of life and energy, contrasting with the dead viewers inside. He's literally lit up, alive from being outdoors.
And that preference for the real, the tangible, the sensory, that's the regression.
That's precisely it in this context. Preferring the messy, real world over the clean, controlled, mediated one, that sets him up for the confrontation.
Which arrives pretty fast, actually. He's almost home, a block away, and then this car turns the corner.
The lone car.
Right, flashes this fierce white cone of light on him, and he's caught like a moth.
And here we get the details of the control system. It's so minimal. In this huge city, just one police car left.
Down from 3 the year before, because, quote, crime was ebbing.
Which is such a chilling line. It implies crime isn't stopped by active policing. It's stopped because everyone's inside, passive. If you remove the opportunity.
You don't need the police. The one car left is just for outliers. For people like Meade who aren't complying.
Exactly. And that car is fully automated. Meade looks, no one in the front seat, just this metallic voice asking the questions.
Yeah, the interrogation. That's where the logic of this society really comes out. Profession.
He says writer, but then he has to qualify it immediately. Hasn't written in years because magazines and books didn't sell anymore.
So the machine hears.
No profession. Instantly flags him as non-contributing, valueless in their terms. Strike one.
And the core question, what are you doing out? His answer, walking. Just walking.
Walking for air, walking to sea.
And the car's response is perfect dystopian logic. You have an air conditioner, Mr. Meade. Why would you want real air?
Haha, right. Or real sights. The car pushes back. And you have a viewing screen in your house to see with?
That's the key one, isn't it?
Absolutely, because Meade says.
Right.
And the reaction. A crackling quiet, that in itself was an accusation. Not owning the screen is basically admitting guilt. It proves his deviance, your sanity, your citizenship. It's tied to owning the mandatory consumption device.
They even check his marital status. Not married. And the car uses that.
It does. Now, if you had a wife to give you an alibi, as if being part of a standard domestic unit might somehow excuse his walking, his singleness just confirms he's outside the norm.
It's another tick box for abnormal. So the arrest is inevitable.
Swift. Cold. He gets in the back. It's a little black jail with bars. Smells like harsh antiseptic and riveted steel. It's completely inhuman. Sterile. Efficient control.
And after processing all this no job, no screen, unmarried walk in the system, renders its verdict.
Diagnosis and destination in one go. To the Psychiatric Center for Research on Regressive Tendencies.
Wow. So just liking to walk and observe things, that's a mental illness now. Needs research, needs treatment.
It's pathologized. Nonconformity isn't criminal anymore. It's sickness. That's how they deal with it.
And that final image Bradbury leaves us with? As the car drives away, Meade points out his own house.
Yeah. Every other house is dark, tomb-like. His is the only one with all the lights blazing. A loud yellow illumination.
It's like a defiant beacon, isn't it?
Totally. It's the visual sign of an active mind, a life lived outside the screen's faint glow, full of light, full of energy. And that brightness makes it the most obvious target in the whole silent city.
So if we boil down what we've unpacked from the source here, the main takeaway seems to be how easily these basic human things, walking, thinking, noticing nature, can become, well, deviant, grounds for being locked up.
When a society goes all in on passive indoor life, and it's controlled by broadcast media, the trigger is so simple, not having a TV, basically, that's enough.
It's quite something.
And remember, this is 1951. Bradbury is imagining a future where having no media-related job and preferring a walk outside, that gets you a medical diagnosis, regressive. The whole piece, the lack of crime, it's based on stillness, on inactivity, not on actual freedom or well-being.
It really flips the script on what sanity means, what danger means, which kind of leads us to that final thought, something for you, the listener, to maybe chew on. In this world where crime has supposedly almost vanished, which sounds good on paper, right? Successful society.
Mm.
Why is the guy just trying to get some fresh air and look around? Why is he the one deemed sickest, the one most urgently needing psychiatric intervention?
Is safety in this world just another word for everyone staying inside, perfectly still, perfectly compliant?
When the only police car left is patrolling for the lone walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you wonder who the real anomaly is, the millions inside or the one outside. Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the source material today.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you next time.